It's officially Max Crosby, the defensive superstar, has officially announced by a Dallas Cowboy. Max Crosby is widely regarded as one of the top defensive ends in the National Football League. Playing for Las Vegas Raiders, he built his reputation on relentless motor, physicality, and consistent production in Raiders. Crosby's strength is relentless pass rush motor. Crosby does not quit on plays. He has a stamina to allow him to dominate the late in a game. He is very technically masterly. He uses hand-fighting techniques, spin moves, and leverage to beat offensive tacklers. Max Crosby, unlike many edge rushers, Crosby is disciplined against the run. His leadership presence, he brings emotional intensity and accountability to the locker room. The Dallas need Max Crosby after a defensive inconsistencies in the season of 2025. The Cowboys need the game-wrecking presence on the edge. Crosby would instantly elevate the defensive line, reduce the blitz dependence, improve third down the defense, and playoff level experience. Crosby he fits the Cowboy desire for the culture of toughness, the lead transfer situation. However, acquiring Crosby is extremely complicated. He is under contract with Raiders through 2029 by Dallas Cowboys want to sign him for long-term project. He signed a massive extension with significant granted money, where the Raiders publicly considered him a franchise cornerstone. For the Dallas to acquire him, they would need a multiple first-round draft picks, additional premium pick or players' salary cap restructuring. As of now, there is no confirmed trade agreement. Conversation exists at room level, but the Raiders are not actively shopping him for his status. Still with Las Vegas Raiders, a trade unlikely but not impossible. The Dallas Cowboys also announced a Tyrann Mathieu, one among the best veteran leadership but different reality. Career overview for Tyrann Mathieu, also nicknamed a Hand Badger, brilliant career, Super Bowl champion, multiple Pro Bowls, All Pro Honor, a defensive captain for multiple franchises. Also, he became known for a football IQ. Unlike Pickens and Crosby, Mathieu is not an active free agent target in current Cowboys planning. He recently reported indicate he stepped away from the NFL after 2025 season. No official comeback discussed have been confirmed, but a Dallas Cowboy has not announced interest in signing him. For him, he joined the Cowboys. He would need to become out of retirement. Dallas would need secondary concern. Contract negotiation would need to begin from a scratch. Cart not an active transfer candidate. No confirmed deal for a Dallas Cowboy. If a Dallas Pickens offensive dominance continues, a trade for Crosby a defensive intensity transform overnight. Signs Mathieu unlikely veteran leadership boost secondary, but reality suggests Pickens' retention is a priority. A Crosby acquisition would require aggressive draft sacrifice, while Mathieu signing is currently not in active motion. Just now, it's officially George Pickens, Max Crosby, and Tyrann Mathieu officially signed a new contract in Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys entered the 2026 offseason under enormous pressure. After falling short of Super Bowl expectations yet again, the front office knew small adjustment would not be enough. Big names began circulating in the league conversation. Explosive wide receiver George Pickens, a dominant edge rusher Max Crosby, and the veteran safety Tyrann Mathieu. It's officially a new player of Dallas Cowboy. George Pickens, who is an offensive weapon, Dallas cannot afford to lose. Dallas cannot afford to lose George Pickens, which is very offensive weapon in NFL. George Pickens arrived in Dallas after trade from Pittsburgh Steelers in 2025. At the time, many analysts questioned whether he could handle the spotlight of America's team. He answered his emphatically. In his first season wearing the star, Pickens posted elite production. Over 1,400 receiving yards, near double-digit touchdown, Pro Bowl recognition, second-team All-Pro honor. He quickly became one of the most dangerous vertical threats in NFL. George Pickens is an elite ball tracking. Pickens has an extraordinary ability to locate and adjust to deep passes in the middle, a few receivers in the league. Also, George Pickens can track the ball over the shoulder the way he does. George Pickens contested a catch dominance at 6.3 with long arm and body control. He wins 50 out of 50 ball consistency. Even tight coverage rarely stop him. Explosiveness after the catch. While known as a deep ball specialist, he also generates yards after catch thanks to acceleration and strength. His competitive edge, Pickens play with a visible intensity that fire energized teammates but also demand emotionally maturity. Something Dallas coaches have worked to channel productivity. Dallas want George Pickens for pairing Pickens with CeeDee Lamb to create one of the most dangerous receiver duos in the football or in the NFL. Defenses cannot double team both players consistently. This opened the middle of the field, reduced the pressure on Dak Prescott, forced safety to stay deep. The Cowboys' offensive ceiling dramatically rises with Pickens on the field. Contract situation for Pickens is now entering the final year of his rookie contract. Dallas faces three options: a long-term extension for George Pickens to secure George Pickens between 4 and 5 years at elite or for more money. Franchise tag estimated around $28 million for one season. Only one season, Dallas Cowboys want to sign George Pickens for $28 million for one season. A trade scenario: if negotiation collapse, Dallas could explore offer. As of now, Dallas is strongly leaning toward retaining him, either through extension or tag. No finalized deal has been publicly completed yet, but internal reports suggest Jerry Jones wants him in Dallas long term. Dallas Cowboy negotiation on George Pickens is ongoing today, and he is able to sign a new contract or extend new long contract with a Dallas Cowboy. Cowboys to play the first NFL game in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil in 2026. If you haven't paid much attention to anything Cowboys related over the last few weeks, it was announced that the Dallas Cowboys will play the first ever NFL game in Rio de Janeiro in Brasilia. Later this year, the NFL announced on Thursday. This will be the third game in Brazil, but the first one over in Rio de Janeiro. It will mark the first international game for a Cowboys since they beat a Jacksonville Jaguar in London over a decade ago. Well, those have yet to be released. The game will be held in Maracana Stadium. Third date, time, and Cowboys' opponent have yet to be announced. Still, I'm sure they will find a way to make this one of the only game on TV that night so that everyone and their mother can tune and make sure the Cowboys learn all the numbers. I'm sure Jerry Jones has already made the call to make this happen. Heck, it might even take place at opening night kickoff game. Who knows? Brasilia is the home of more than 36 million NFL fans and is one of the league's most significant international market. The announcement followed the NFL multi-year commitment to bring at least 3 regular season games at Brasilia over the next 5 years. Reinforcing the league's long-term investment in Brazil, as noted above, the only other regular season game the Cowboys have played outside the US occurred in 2014. When they faced the Jaguars at Wembley Stadium in London, Dallas won game 31-17, but 11 full seasons have gone before Cowboys have gone out of the country. Before that, Cowboy had played all international games in preseason, including games in Mexico City, Montreal, Toronto, and Tokyo. The NFL also announced the 49 and Rams will play a Melbourne, Australia during 2026 season as well. The league has played 2 games in Brazil, Paca Eagles, Chief Charger in Sao Paulo and Corinthians Arena. I think it is good things that teams are playing in other parts of the country. The only issue I have it how they schedule it. To me, the best thing would be to have the team either play the game following bye week or allow them to bye week for the following week. Heading internationally and playing this game is always hard to watch, but if the players are given an extra time either before or after, I think it would improve the play on the field very greatly. Honestly, around the Lord, I think at some point we have gone to turn a good and not just playing a game internationally. 62 years regular season NFL games have been played outside the United States, with London, Berlin, Munich, Frankfurt, Madrid, Dublin, Sao Paulo, Mexico City, and Toronto having hosted game to a date. As soon as more details get released about this game, I will come back and update this post, but either way, it will be fun to see how many Cowboys fans come out for the game in that country, in Brasilia and Rio de Janeiro. I think it will be a lot. The Cowboys have a lot to follow about before and get that point through. You can check out. I will start getting some important players signed and then worrying about what they plan to do with their first round pick. The offseason started well with the new defensive staff. Now they just need to make sure they finish the job and get the right personnel in building and mark the building on the side of the ball. So don't forget to make a subscription, like and share to your friends on Dallas Insiders.